Kamusta everyone? Welcome back to another X.Borg video. Today we're ranking all the EXP laners against our main dude X.Borg from rank D all the way up to rank S to help you figure out your matchups. I'll also explain the criteria behind the ranking so you'll fully understand why some heroes are scarier than others. Let's dive in. But before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe so we can keep making more X.Borg content in the future. The channel's growing right now, so a simple like and sub would mean a lot. Alright, first, what's the goal of this ranking? Simple, to figure out which EXP laners pose the biggest threat to X.Borg. That way, you'll know when it's a good idea to pick him and when it might be smarter to go with another option. Now for the criteria. There are two main things we're looking at. How strong is their potential to bully or kill X.Borg in lane? How easily can they evade or interrupt his skills? Why these two? Because they're basically the deciding factors for whether your laning phase will be smooth or super challenging. Next, let's talk about how to read the tier list. S tier, pretty much impossible to lane against. Around 90 to 99% chance you lose your lane. A tier, very tough matchup. About 51 to 89% chance you lose your lane. B tier, even matchup, basically a coin toss, 50-50. C tier, manageable. You've got a decent shot, maybe 11 to 49% chance to lose. D tier, easiest matchups. Only about a 1 to 10% chance you lose. Couple more notes before we start the actual ranking. We're assuming these EXP laners are played by experienced players, so no freebies. And second, we're only focusing on the early laning phase, levels 1 to 4. This is when you're usually stuck alone with them, and how you handle this phase often decides who gets the upper hand later in mid to late game. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the tier list. Disclaimer, this tier list is purely based on my personal experience. I've played over 700 matches with X.Borg and have gone up against every EXP laner in ranked, so all of these rankings come from what I've actually faced in game, while also accounting the recent buffs and patches to these heroes. Alright, let's kick things off with Zilong. He's definitely one of the scarier matchups for X.Borg. His dash plus that crowd control can shred through our Firaga armor and even interrupt our fire missiles, especially in the early laning phase. So for me, Zilong goes straight to A tier. Next up, we got Yin. Now he's really well known for his ambush plays and that deadly ultimate combo. Early game though, he mostly relies on his dash and the burst from his first and second skill. That combo can rip through our armor, but here's the thing, his stun doesn't interrupt our fire missiles. So if he goes in and whiffs his skills, it's actually really tough for him. That's why I'm putting Yin in C tier. Moving on to Uranus, with his recent buff, this guy's become pretty annoying to deal with. Early laning phase, he can't really interrupt our skills, but he's slippery enough to evade them. At the same time, it's also really hard for him to kill us. So honestly, I'd call it a 50-50 lane. He goes to B tier. Now let's talk about Terisla. This dude has scary burst damage, but the good thing is, his skills are pretty telegraphed. If you predict and sidestep them, he's left wide open. And that's your chance to punish with fire missiles, plus your second skill combo. That's why I'm placing Terisla in D tier. Moving on, we got Sun. Early game, his damage is pretty low since he relies so much on his clones. Sun's really a late game scaling hero, which means it's best to bully him hard during the laning phase. Plus, you can burn down his clones super easily with your fire missiles. So for me, Sun goes all the way down to D tier. Alright, next up we got Sylvana. Early on, she's got some strong burst and even a dash to escape. But here's the catch. Once she casts her skill, it's locked into one specific spot. If she moves, the skill cancels. Unlike us X.Borg players who can move freely while casting fire missiles. That makes it pretty easy to escape or anticipate her combos. So I'm putting Sylvana in C tier. Now let's talk about Ruby. Honestly, Ruby feels really weak against X.Borg. None of her skills can interrupt our fire missiles. Sure, she has a dash, but you can literally walk up, pre-fire your missiles, and bully her out of lane. She gets zoned so easily, and you can even level gap her. That's why Ruby is straight into D tier for me. Next up, Paquito. This guy is a real problem. His dash plus burst combo gives you very little time to react, even early game. And his movements are hard to predict. If he connects, your Firaga armor melts instantly, leaving you completely exposed. The only saving grace is if he whiffs a dash. Then it's hard for him to recover without burning flicker. Still, overall he's dangerous, so I've got him in A tier. Moving on to Mincithar. His skills are locked to specific areas, and his movements are easy to read. You can play around him and anticipate his engages. For me, he's a C tier matchup. Now Masha, she has a dash skill for ambush, but her early game damage is really low. She's tanky with that massive HP pool, but your fire missiles plus second skill can shred her down surprisingly fast. That's why I'm placing Masha in D tier. Next is Lapu Lapu. This hero is scary. He's got burst, dashes, a stun, shields, and even a ranged poke. You really need to be sharp at dodging his combos, because if he gets in, it's trouble. But remember, he still can't actually interrupt our fire missiles. So while he's dangerous, he's not S tier level, he's A tier. If he had an airborne skill, he'd easily be S. Khalid is next. His dash skill can hurt, but the trick is to just back off, wait for the effect to expire, then punish him. The only reason he doesn't drop to D tier is because of his strong mobility. So I'm putting Khalid in C tier. Jawhead, also C tier. His first and second skill combo can interrupt us. But Jawhead's movements and ability usage are pretty predictable. Once you read him, you can avoid most of the danger. Hilda is similar. She's got that strong early dash, but her damage at level 1 is really underwhelming. Even if she hides in bushes, your fire missiles' true damage lets you bully her out. Her mobility saves her from D, so she's also C tier. Now Guinevere, she's interesting. Her blink airborne is scary since it can interrupt our fire missiles. But in the early laning phase, her damage is on the low side and her defense is squishy. If she lands her combo, you're in danger, but if not, you can win trades. That's why she's B tier. Glue, easy D tier. His moves are super easy to predict. If he drops those little glues, just avoid the zone and keep spamming fire missiles. Next up is Esmeralda. She's kinda like Uranus, super mobile and can literally bully us with her spammy damage skill. Because of that mobility, she can easily dodge our first skill and rip through our Firaga armor. The good thing? She can't interrupt our fire missiles, but since she only really has her ult as a dash, her early lane is kinda predictable. Just keep your distance and play it safe. Still dangerous though, so I'm putting her in B tier. Now for Edith. Her airborne skill is pretty easy to predict, but her dash crowd control is where it gets tricky. Those early combos can interrupt our fire missiles, which is annoying. For that reason, I'm placing her in C tier. Next up is the famous Cho. Honestly, he's our first S tier on the list. Multiple dashes to dodge our missiles, plus that airborne knock-up that can cancel us. He's basically the perfect counter for X.Borg. If you're against an aggressive Cho, expect to get bullied hard and left behind in levels. Another S tier is Benedetta. No explanation needed here. Her unlimited dashes are a nightmare. Even without an airborne ability, she can shred your Firaga armor like it's nothing in the early phase. Bane, easy D tier. Predictable movements, no airborne crowd control outside of his ult. You can bully him all day. Badang is a C tier. Pretty predictable. His long-range skill and dash don't interrupt your fire missiles, so he's manageable. Now Arlott. This guy's scary. Another S tier. His dash plus insane early damage can melt your armor so fast. Definitely not fun to lane against. Argus in the early game. Squishy and low defense, but he can dodge your fire missiles. I'd say C tier. Alpha? Straight up D tier. Damage is there, but his moves are way too predictable. You can just bully him in lane. Alice is like Uranus, but more annoying. She can dodge your fire missiles, but she has no airborne crowd control and her early damage is low. She struggles to win lane against us, so she's B tier. Aldous? Another D tier. His whole early game is farming stacks, and you can abuse that by pressuring him hard in lane. Thamuz joins him in D tier. Predictable movements, weak early game damage. Even though he has a dash, it's not enough to really threaten X.Borg. The newly buffed Freya though, she's up in A tier. With multiple airborne abilities, attack speed, and solid damage output, she's scary. Best play is to keep your distance, bait out her skills, then punish with fire missiles. Deeroth is one of the deadliest laners, but I'll still keep him in A tier instead of S. He's predictable sometimes, but if he manages to dash on you, it's pretty much over for your armor. Yujong is also A tier. His dash, lifesteal, and airborne CC make him a real problem for us early game. Gatotkacha though, he's chilling down in D tier. Taunt and dash are both predictable. You can poke him from a safe distance without much trouble. Phoveus is C tier. He's got that airborne skill and a decent dash, but his early damage isn't that high. If he misses his skills, you can go in and punish him. Now for Lucas, I put him in E tier. He's got damage, mobility, and can make your life hard if you slip up. CC is dangerous too. Honestly, can even feel stronger than X.Borg in lane. She's another zoning hero but with way more movement. Her early damage is low, but her dash lets her dodge our fire missiles pretty easily. I'll put her in A tier as well. And that's it, guys. Here's the updated tier list. What do you guys think? Agree or disagree? Did I miss anyone? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to chat with you. And for the loyal fans, you already know, drop a fire emoji. That's our trade secret. This one took a lot of editing, so if you enjoyed it, a like would mean a lot. That's all for now. See you in the next one. Peace out.